Before I begin, I'm going to lighten some of my lines by taking an eraser and going over them lightly. I'm not going to push too hard. Then, anywhere I want my work to look painted, I'm going to use my color wands. Since creating a night scene, I'm going to use cool colors like purple and blue, and I'm going to mix them together. I'm coloring pretty sloppy because I know I'm going to add water to this later to make it look a little bit more painted. So I'm starting with purple and then I'm going to add my blue. I'm going to outline the pieces that I do not want to accidentally color in. And then I'll start adding the blue into the background of my sky. I'm going to add some of the blue all the way up into the purple. Keep in mind that my video is sped up, so this took me a lot longer to do than the video is showing. Next, I'm going to add some color with my crayon. The crayon will create a resist. So any colors that I don't want to end up mixing together, I'm going to color in with crayon. I also don't have a brown color wand and I want my trees to show up as brown, so I'm going to color those in with a brown crayon. That will also help to resist any of the color wand color that I don't want to go in that area. I'm also going to use crayon for some of my smaller details. Because my color wands are very thick and chunky, it's kind of hard to get into those smaller areas. So my little bird, my trees, my house is in the background, and then all of the patterns that I want to include on my landscape, I'm going to draw those with crayon. And I'm still sticking with more of a cool color scheme. I'll add in some warm colors for my patterns just to give it a little bit more interest. But overall, I want this to look kind of cold and on the darker side. And again, everywhere I'm adding crayon, those colors will not mix. So even though I'm going to color over top of some of these areas with my color wands later, once I add water, I'll still be able to see those patterns. And you'll be adding water on either Wednesday or Thursday because I know that this is going to take more than one day to color in. Make sure you're pressing pretty hard with the crayon so that it can resist the color from the color wands. If you press too lightly, it might get covered up with the paint. So continue adding color, pressing pretty hard until you get your whole page filled in. And anywhere on your landscape that you want to add additional color with your color wands, you can color over top of the crayon. Notice that when I do that with my color wands, I'm going to color in pretty lightly, and I'm going to go over top of some of my crayon marks. And again, that's because I know that once I add water, I'm going to be able to see those patterns that I drew with my crayon show back up. It'll work kind of like a crayon resist. I'm pressing a lot lighter here than I did with the sky because I want my sky to be nice and bold. Once I finish coloring between today and tomorrow, I'll start adding water, but please wait to do that until you're all finished adding your color first.